Hello, Mr. Sidus. This is how I would say it. I'm catching you in your native Greek. Thank you for the time you could make for me. Can you please introduce you to the audience and say who you are, what kind of music you're doing, and maybe a little bit about your musical background? This would be nice.
Yes. Thank you very much for the invitation, first of all. It's an honor to be here and talk with you.
You're very welcome.
My name is Spyros Olivotos, and I'm from Greece, Athens. And this is where I grew up, actually. But now I'm living permanently in Berlin, Germany. Yeah. And exactly. All my musical activities, let's say, are based there. But I'm also a bit active in Greece too. My music project right now, my main music project is Sidus, which I compose almost everything and I record almost everything except drums, to be honest. Mm-hmm. It's mainly focused on instrumental post-rock, post-metal, progressive sound. My musical background a bit, I'm actually a bass player. That's my main instrument. And I started when I was 14. And then later I realized that if I also pick up a bit the guitar, then I can compose some songs and stuff. So I eventually started to play guitar. Exactly, yeah. Bass is really, really, really cool, but it's a bit restrictive, let's say.
I have a bass here too.
Exactly, that's nice.
I put it on here, but like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe on an acoustic bass. That's unique.
But I know a little bit about you, so we're gonna get to this a little bit later. So okay, so.
But I've played in several bands and stuff, so many years, and I ended up having this solo project now, which we'll talk a little bit about more. Yeah, I'll not reveal everything now.
Yeah. Okay. No, thank you. I honestly have to say, I mean, I'm listening to a lot of music because I'm a radio DJ as well. So I clearly can hear if somebody has been around for a while. So this was kind of I know you were not just starting out. You're not a new kid on the block. So yeah, this I could clearly hear. I have a few. Okay, why did you move to Berlin? If you want to talk about this, or if it's private, don't tell me. Greece is usually considered by us Germans as a really nice place to live. So, and as I know a little bit what you're doing, you could also do it for anyway. Just tell me why you live. Berlin is a cool city. Don't worry. I mean, I'm German. I'm very happy that you're there. But why Berlin?
Yeah, Berlin was a city that I moved in around 6 years ago, and I started my PhD there on geology. So I'm actually a geologist. Yeah.
Oh, my mother was a geologist as well. Cool.
Wow, that's rare.
Yeah, no, she drilled. How you say? I only know a bad word. Watering holes. She drilled for water and all these things. So she knew all these stone formations and So wow. I see. We belong together.
I can discuss about that stuff. Yeah, I can discuss about that stuff a little bit, but I think that nobody else would be interested in. To be honest,
maybe it will be not on my musical channel. We need to find some other outlet.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
So okay, so you made your PhD on the Humboldt University, or where did you do your PhD?
I was in the University of Potsdam.
Potsdam.
But I was living in Berlin. Yes.
Cool, Potsdam. My aunt lives in Potsdam. I really love Potsdam.
We have really a lot in common.
Yeah, Schloss Sanssouci. All the nice. And there's the film museum there. The
Babelsberg.
Babelsberg, exactly. Oh man, this was. Exactly. Oh, I love it. You see, I mean, we are brothers in music. Let's put it this way.
Exactly.
Okay. See, there I got a little wrong details from you because I couldn't find out so much about you. Usually, I try to do a little bit research before I talk with some person, and I thought you are like a social media manager or something
I
like
am
this.
as well.
Oh, you are as well. So
Yes.
you have multiple hats on.
Yes, exactly. I mean, I started doing social media managing and promotion, digital marketing 2 years ago.
I
And
see.
when I started actually to release my first music with Sidus, with this project, and with my other second band that I had back in the time. And then I realized that how important is this, like section in a music career.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized that I start to understand a little bit better what a band needs to do and stuff like that. And I realized also that in rock, scene and metal scene, um, there is a bit of a chaos, and bands don't know how to approach it
Mm-hmm.
and what to do. So I started offering my help to other musicians and artists. And then I realized after 2 years that, look, okay, geology is really cool and I like it, but I really have this passion with music, and
Mm-hmm.
I would love to work as a social media manager on this point. And then I did my, applications, and now I'm working in a record label, in a startup record label,
Wow.
actually,
Cool,
as a social
man.
media manager.
We need to talk because I mean I could clearly need some social media assistance. I mean, part of what I'm doing is kind of what you also did in your spare time. You know, helping bands to get a grip on it. I started a YouTube series where I recommend music. You know, that usually
Nice.
otherwise gets overheard or overlooked and stuff. You know, I have my playlist and my radio show where I play things. Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about this later.
Yeah,
I mean, we
by the
will
way, the
stay
playlist is really, really good. The
because yeah.
playlist is really, really good.
Thank you
Yeah,
very much. Yeah, no, I this is my baby. I update it daily. I really,
yeah.
this is kind of my thing. But no, but we need to talk about more because I'm all this social media stuff. It's tough,
The list,
Yeah,
tough.
but
Yeah, it's
I'm
demanding a
absolutely
lot.
with you exactly. It's that bands today, as bad as this is, they have to do it. I mean, they have to exist in the social media sphere. Otherwise, we don't exist. I just recently got a application from a band who wants to be played in my radio show, and I was, oh man, this is so cool music. I put you in my playlist as well, and we are not on Spotify. And you can say a
Oh,
lot of bad
yes,
things about Spotify. You don't earn anything, but at least you exist and people find you. And I
exactly.
guess you as a social manager, you know more about this algorithm stuff. And I
Yes,
don't want to work for the machine, but it's also if you're not existing there, you're almost not existing in the real world. Um,
exactly, exactly. You need
but
to be a bit realistic.
yeah,
You
exactly.
need
I
to
mean,
understand the negative stuff and the positive stuff that you can get from it, and then just adapt your plan, let's say, how to approach new people
mhm,
in what you feel better also with yourself. So I think that, Spotify, we can demonize it and we can talk about it and say all the bad things that is about the music industry. But in the end of the day, what are you doing for your music? And yeah, what is the goal that you want? So you want to be heard from more
mhm,
people, you have to be there. It doesn't mean that you have to spend money there.
mhm,
Just put your music there and let it be, for example.
mhm,
Or if you really want to grow on Spotify, then there are stuff to be done for this too. But
mhm,
in general, I'm like against somehow this demonizing about platforms, about industry, and this is how it is, this is how it works, and you try to survive through it
mhm,
without, of course, being, like really obsessed with it and lose your mind
mhm.
on it. But it everything is in the game. Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, I've been. One thing I wanted to say, a friend of mine said it once really nicely. It's like, hate the game, but not the player. I mean, this is kind of,
Mhm.
you have to get along. I grew up in East Germany, so I grew up in a communist country, and capitalism was demonized, and now I live in a capitalist country, and you can say, both has his benefits and his shortfalls. And so it's also, I mean, I see your approach. And I have to admit, I was once in the pitfall also where I was like, oh, on social media, now I got 3 more followers and 4, and then I lost 5, and then I like,
Exactly.
and I mean, it's just a number, you know. And
Yes.
what I learned, but it was a process, you know. I have to admit. Be consistent, be yourself, and love what you're doing, you know. And if you get followers, cool. If not, still do it, you know, because maybe one day people will appreciate it, and if not, at least you had fun, you know. And anyway,
Exactly.
now let's about
That's
fun.
exactly the healthy approach.
But it took me a while too, you know, because you can fall into
Me
this
too.
trap like oh yeah,
Yeah.
numbers, and I want more, and I guess, you know, every one of us, I mean, I'm talking to now everyone, gets these messages. Oh, you can get 1,000 followers for $10, and you can this. Don't do this bullshit, you know.
Yeah.
This is really
Yes.
nothing.
100%.
It takes forever for you to grow, but at least you have people. I mean, you have people who like your music, and you really want what you have, and not just some bots or whatever. Okay, different
Exactly.
topic.
Different
I wanted
topic,
to
yeah.
go to the nice stuff, to your music, because this is why we
Yes.
are talking. First of all, the name Sidus. What does it mean? Where do you come? I mean, why this name?
Yes. So Sidus is a Latin word, actually, and it means star. And it's actually the we have a word in Greece means sidero, means iron. So Sidus is the root of this word. So the star is so bright that they took this word and they made it as iron.
Okay.
So that's the meaning. It's like, because it's all the post rock, and I really go deep into my philosophical, you know, thoughts this during this process with the music, and I think that it fit really well for what I'm doing, like musically,
Yeah,
as a
no,
consequence.
perfect. Because this is also another thing I struggled. You know, I just listened as preparation to Dark Flames again, and I put it in my playlist again because it's such a great title. It's I mean, I can get okay. My problem is with labels, you know, because post rock it is, but it can be everything, you know. Like the worst thing you can give to me is like experimental music, because then it's a lot of bullshit most of the time, you know, or somebody who cannot play anything or just make some fart noises or whatever. So
Yes.
the thing is, with post rock, it can be everything and nothing. And I know what you mean by it because I have listened to your music, but it's what I'm saying is it's really hard to describe your music because it's kind of very cinematic, very big orchestral without the orchestra, but kind of
Yes.
it has this bombast grandeur thing, and now comes the good part, without the overloading. You know, this is what I
Yes.
meant where I heard in your music that you have been around for a while, because if you have younger bands, either they're really, you know, the punk and whatever, you know, it's fine, or we're trying to do too much in one song, you know, that we're kind of overstuffing it and layer,
Overproducing.
and then it's like,
Yeah.
ooh, and then you cannot hear. I mean, it's too much. And you got the right balance for me, you know, especially, okay, I'm talking now just about Dark Flames, that is kind of,
Mhm.
it really draws you in, but it never kind of exhausts you. It's not, it never gets you, it hits you over the head too much, you know? I mean, you just feel more. I mean, you can, I mean, I get sucked into it, you know, mesmerized. And this is kind of, for me, a mark of a good musician, that you're not showing off just to
Yeah.
show off, you know, oh, look what skills I have, but
What
you
can I
also
play? Yeah.
exactly, you know, like all these
Yes.
usual rock bands, you know, they have 5 minute solos and
Exactly.
stuff, and then it kind
Yeah.
of kills the mood, it kills the song,
Yeah.
and
It's
yeah,
very tempting to, let's say, also when you play instrumental music, and many people are going into this path that it's instrumental, there is no lyrics, so you have to put a lot of stuff inside there in order to make it interesting and keep, you know, like the audience engaged somehow. And then this balance is a little bit tricky. I mean, thank you very much for all the good words that you said for the song, and
you're
I'm
very welcome.
really
Thank you
flattered
for the
for it.
good music.
But also this. shredding and putting a lot of notes, like for the guitar, for example, sometimes is great when you know when to do it, and like you have the good taste and it's like the right amount of shredding. But for me, it was more about the build up and how to make this big moment there, and then make the big relief, and then hit the end really hard as much as you can, in order for the person to be like, okay, that was amazing in the end. Now I want to listen to it again in order to go into the last moment. So this is the way that I like to write music, to have like a story, to have like a cool line, and then try to build it up, but not the thing that I don't really like in post-rock is that it can take forever. It can really go, and then you lose a little bit track of the song, then it becomes a little bit more boring, and then after 7 minutes you have a big moment there, and you're like, okay, that's amazing.
But you lost the listener already at 6 minutes, so it's kind of pointless.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm not a super huge post-rock, post-metal fan. I love specific bands and I adore them, but I also have so many different influences in music, from new metal to death metal to black metal to pop rock and pop punk and everything. So I have this feeling in my mind, and when I write music, I don't want to really like make something fatigue to the audience, to the listener. Like I have also the sense of the more friendly, length, like 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 6, even 7 sometimes, yes, but it needs to flow, not just to make it big. Yeah.
Exactly. That's a good point, because sometimes I listen to some of these songs and then, I think, what we do in 7 minutes, I would have maybe made 12 songs out of it, because it's so many ideas, and then when we just not waste it, don't get me wrong, it's too much crammed in. Then just stand with it. This is what I learned as I played in rock bands, when you do real cool rock and roll, you can have a riff for a minute and play it for a minute, because it's just, it's the typical headbanging idea, and it's fine. And the audience will love it, because this is exactly what we're coming from. We're coming, there's a few people in the audience, I guess you have had this too, but, oh, now he plays this, and then, oh, this is a cool technique and stuff. But this is like 2 people of 100, and the rest wants to be
I'm
entertained.
one of those, though, by the way.
Okay. Oh.
I'm both, actually. Like, I do see what the other people are playing and the cool leaks that they're doing, but I really also can let it go and then just enjoy the music.
You got my point. You got my point, because sometimes it's really tough if musicians play for musicians, because when it's kind of not about the whole thing, and everyone, you might have heard the phrase in Germany, everyone cooks with water, everyone kind of has the same things to do, and it's not. You don't need to be technically perfect to make good music, to entertain,
100%.
To have the people, just rocking out. And it's sometimes it's better to 100%. Not know so much, So anyway.
Exactly. I agree completely with this.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. We are brothers in music. What can we do, right?
Yes, exactly.
No, but this is what I said earlier. You strike the nice balance between. I can clearly hear that you know a lot of stuff, but you don't show off, and you don't. I can compare that best maybe. The last album I bought from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Californication, long time ago, it was kind of, there was not much going on, but what we did perfectly, and we didn't need to show off. And this is what I see with you, the comparison. We know what we can do, and we don't have to remind the listener in every single song how good we can play. Sometimes we do, sometimes the bass takes front. Flea, I guess you know him as a bass player.
I love him. That was the main influence why I started
Ah,
Yeah,
see,
playing
perfect.
music.
Yeah, no, he's great, but you get the point. You know, he doesn't have to show off every time
100%.
how well he can slap because he would destroy the songs if he only
Yeah.
would do that. Once in a while, it's
Yes.
cool, but all the time it's kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, he can do it. Oh, yeah, cool. He can. Oh, yeah, perfect. He can do it
Yeah.
very well, and then you get bored of even the best kind of
Exactly.
music. Okay,
Exactly.
perfect.
Exactly.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
I
You
mean,
got it right.
I do love sort of interruption. It's just I do love music for musicians too. I mean, I listen to progressive metal. I
Hmm.
listen to progressive rock. I listen sometimes to solo artists like Victor Wooten or Marcus Miller. That their whole discography is
Mm.
just a show off, let's say. But I do love it. But I wouldn't like to be a part of it as a musician. You know, it doesn't really touch my emotions or express who I am. So I know that other people are super technical and they love to do that. And there is an audience for them for sure. But I think the majority of the people, that's why it's not the most popular genre also, because
Hmm.
people want to connect, people want to have a storytelling, people have to like connect with the flow of the song and have this emotional connection and yeah and relate to it. That's
Hmm.
why.
Exactly. And
And I'm one of those two.
yeah, no, okay, no, it's absolutely fine, to also dissect the music you're listening to, but sometimes you have to put this behind. It's like if you watch a movie and okay, this camera lens or this thing, this. Then you don't
Yeah,
enjoy the music the movie anymore, and it's the same with music. If you just kind of this drum pattern, I would have man, bah, fuck it, he did it this way, and let's enjoy it. Okay,
just
but
groove and listen to it and get with the flow and yeah, exactly, exactly.
okay, you already said that you started as a bass player, and I'm a bass player myself as well, so that's cool.
Nice.
We have more in common. We got more and more in common.
Yes.
But I also have to say you have quite some guitar skills. So I'm very impressed. Did you take any more lessons, or was it just because you were in so many bands that you picked up so much on the way? Because I
Yeah.
mean, I know how to play a bass, a normal four-string bass,
Yeah.
and it's similar to a guitar, but it's not a
Yes.
guitar. I mean, you know what I mean. It's a little bit
100%.
different. So how
Yeah,
how,
there
how
are
did you
so
come so
many
good?
also.
How did you became
Thank
so
you,
good?
first of all. There are so many jokes about bassists. Am I
Yeah,
right?
don't tell me. I heard them most
Yeah, yeah.
likely
We heard them
all.
all. We know
Yeah,
them all.
exactly.
Yes, yes, yes. It's the worst position to be in as a
Yeah,
musician.
yeah.
But I was really fascinated, and I did some lessons. Yes, back in the days when I was younger, and I think in total was 6 months or a year when I was like 14, 15, 16 years old. I was doing a little bit of theory also, but I was never really good at theory. And for example, if you give me just a piece of paper to read the music, I will not be fluent with it.
Hmm.
Of course, I recognize some stuff, but I wouldn't say that I can, yeah, like that I have knowledge, musical theory knowledge. So the thing that I was really doing and it helped me a lot was to try to learn the songs by ear. Like I
Hmm.
was listening to a song specifically to Red Hot Chili Peppers in the beginning, and I was just trying to figure out all the bass lines and everything. So I kind of had also with the bass, like it's so big, thick the strings, and you have these gaps in the frets, so your finger are a little bit more flexible, let's say. First time I grabbed the guitar, I was like, "What is this shit?" Like
This is
it's
so small.
very
This
very
is
small.
nothing exactly like.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Yeah,
My
yeah,
fingers are too big.
exactly,
Mm.
exactly. But then slowly, I tried to learn some songs from bands that I was listening back in the days, like more metal and thrash, like Metallica and Megadeth and stuff like that. Then I went into more metalcore scene that I
Mhm.
liked also back then, and I started to play. And yeah, like this, I went into my first band and we recorded our first EP, which it took me months to record because I couldn't really play it like palm muting and control my hands and stuff like that. I was really sloppy. But then that was the process that really made me realize how I should approach guitar, like in the hard sound, because it's a completely different approach for both of them. And they have some techniques that if you do them in the other instrument, they don't work, for example. So yeah, this recording session that I did for my first band as a guitar player, that was the key for me, and I took a lot of lessons out of there. And I also afterwards learned to not be too much ambitious with it. Like, I know my skills, I know what I can do, and I don't want to. I used to make songs that I couldn't play, for example.
Oh,
I
okay.
used to sit down on my computer, open the Guitar Pro software, and then program everything. And I'm like, that's an amazing song. And then I went to record it, and I'm like, I cannot even play this. I mean, I could play it, but it was sloppy, you know. I wanted to be
You
very
had to
clean and
edit
very
a lot
tight.
of stuff, like, you know.
Exactly. And I didn't like this in the end. So I learned to, okay, like, chill down, just make the music that it really flows to you, and it's on your, you know, like, skills and stuff. And that was also a wise choice for me to not try to play like a virtuoso in the guitar. Like in the bass, I can do it, but in the guitar, I was like, okay, now I can just solo everything and do that stuff. And it was really, really noisy and everything. And I was like, okay, let's try to strip it down, do the thing that I can do well. And yeah, that was
No, and
that was the session.
I said it before. You know, this is, or you said it better. That especially if you do instrumental music, it's very tempting to always fill all the gaps. But as a bass player, you know this as well. Sometimes the gaps are the rhythm or are needed to make you know, to make you go along. You know, it's like du-dup, du-dup, du-dup.
Exactly.
You know, just there is nothing there, and you would always tempt to put something in, and because it's so empty, the space. You know, this is where, you know, I praised you in the beginning, that I could hear your maturity in the music because you're not overstuffing it. And now you're also saying, you know, because you couldn't play it. But I guess if you would have kept on it, you could have played it. But then
No. I mean,
it
I can
yeah,
do it. It's just like that.
it
I
would not.
decided to
Yeah,
not. Yeah. Yeah, it
the
would not
flow wouldn't
fit
be
at that
there. You know.
point that I meant at that point that I started to play guitar
Hmm.
and I started to record there, and I realized that, okay, that is too much for me to be clean and, you know, to have an actual really nice recording and production, because I didn't want to have all the editing and just play
Hmm.
note by note.
Hmm.
And then, yeah. That was the biggest idea. But of course, yes, I would never say that I'm a virtuoso guitar player. That's the thing. Like, I will not do it in 5 minutes solo, just
Hmm.
standing here and playing while we talk, for example.
I
Yeah, I
honestly,
wouldn't do that.
I have had this in one of the bands I was playing, and people would leave, you know, because, you know, some people really like it, and it's great if you can do it, but if, you know, if people leave, you should kind of stop, you know. And
Yeah.
anyway, one other thing I wanted to ask you is, um, one other reason why you should kind of make it more, you know, in Deutsch sagen wir aus dem Bauch raus, you know, that you shoot more from the hip, you know, that you kind of
Yeah.
let it go with the flow, you know, wherever the song takes you, is that you would be able to perform it live better. So I don't know how old your project is, but you know, because we're living in really strange times at the moment, and I don't want to talk about that, but maybe
Yeah.
if you want. But the thing is, did you ever perform live with Sidus? Did you got it
Never.
on stage? Oh, okay.
No, never on
Mm.
stage, because Sidus is almost 2 years old. So
So
it's
you.
not a
Mm.
big project. I mean, it's in the beginning. I mean, I haven't really released my first album yet. So
Mhm.
I have an EP and then 2 singles, and now I'm in the preparation of the second EP. So
Mhm.
not even the first album yet. But um, I will do you the favor and tell you that I'm building the band right now.
Ah,
So
cool, cool, cool.
it started as a solo project, but I realized how much I like it, and I want to have like more present, like in the scene, and make some live concerts, perhaps touring also very soon. So
Mhm.
I have two more people that I haven't announced yet. That's the thing.
Mhm.
that it
Okay,
will
so
be with the new.
so you need to
Yeah.
tell me exactly when I should release this video because that I don't
No.
spoil
I mean, it's
anything.
okay to give
Okay.
a small hint for the
Okay.
people that they will listen. Yeah.
No, but this is see, we're coming back full circle what I said, because this is cool music where you can just kind of lose yourself into it, and then I guess after a while you wouldn't even notice that there is no singing, because as much as it is sometimes a limiting factor, because people want a guy to look at, or a woman or whatever, the singer to look at. If you don't have this, then it's all about the music. The musicians go more in the background and the music is in the foreground. And I don't know if you know Monkeys Free. You know the band Monkeys Free?
No, I don't
No?
know this
Okay.
band. I should
Any,
check them out then.
yeah, no, they do. I forgot what they do. This, I mean, they're also doing instrumentals only. It's only three people, but it was so. Oh, I saw them once live, and I didn't. I forgot the band, kind of like, or was just in the moment. It was kind of, you maybe can compare it with a rave or something where you just danced and moved with a, and it was so, and this is where I see you as well, that the people get like a real experience, and because it's not so, let's look at the front singer and how cool he is, and yeah, all this
Definitely
mannerisms in
not
in
this.
rock, yeah, no, but this is sometimes a good thing if people let it happen, because sometimes we need some things to hang their thoughts on, and how you say, swoon over the people, oh, he's so handsome, and and whatever.
Yeah. They're connecting
Um,
with other stuff besides the music too. Yeah, of course.
exactly, the eye
Yeah.
listens to the music as well, and but if you
Mhm.
if you can kind of get this out, and I anyway, I'm very happy to hear. I'm very delighted to hear that you are starting this, because maybe you're based in Germany. I can see you live then. Um,
We will definitely meet for sure at some point, and all the plans that we have. Hopefully, if everything works, we will be on the road at some point. Yeah, with playing
cool,
some
cool.
cool concerts. Yeah.
Because we are already, I'm a little bit time conscious. I wanted to talk with you about another thing. What is very important for Sidus. Um, it's kind of environmentally conscious and philosophical. I mean, it's in a way it's easy because you don't use any words. You just for your dark. What was it? Dark flames. You
Excellent.
you you need a lot of you use a lot of images and stuff, but. Uh, I don't know how to. I think I feel you also in the music. It's not like light-hearted entertainment music, but it's also, once again, not that it hits you over the head. So I guess you don't want to add a singer or a female or other singer to it, but how do you want to convey your message? If there's not a video. You will have
There is
background imagery, or what? How, you
yes.
already planning? Okay.
Yes, this is exactly how I have it in my mind. I mean, in the future, I'm not against adding vocals in the music if it serves the song.
Hmm.
I would like to, for example, use some vocals as another instrument, for
Hmm.
example, add on the song. But it would never be this that you have one singer and the band behind playing.
Hmm.
The vocals will be more kind of a backing vocals added into
Hmm.
the music than just have the main singer and then create the song for the singer. You know
Hmm.
what I mean?
Yep.
But in general, I think like instrumental music that it's very rare to find instrumental music that has a good storytelling behind. You know what I mean? Like to be connected also with a story, with a meaning, with thoughts and questions that you have in your mind. And what I'm trying to do is to connect my emotions and my thoughts with the music. For example, this specific one, Dark Flames, is connected to a very unfortunate event that is kept going on with the conflagrations and wildfires, and we had like this huge bad moment in history, I would say, in Greece and in all of the southern countries of the Mediterranean, that they were burning for a month, almost a month, and like people in government were unable to do anything at some point. For me, that's why, for example, I used a minor scale, for example, for this song, and to have a bit more kind of dark sense and feeling, because I wouldn't say it's a happy subject to talk about,
No,
or
it's
or
not.
something like
Mm-hmm.
this.
Mm.
But still, if you see, there is some hope also inside, like in the end also, or it expresses a bit of an anger or desperation, and it is like a war, like music that you want to just go up and then march to, like protect your rights or the nature and stuff like that. So it might not have words, but I try somehow within the atmosphere and the vibe and the scales and the notes that I use, and for example the synths or whatever it will be, the drums, for example, to create some emotion and vibes. And of course, in the live session, like my vision is to have like visuals behind and have these fires and, for example, and other images and stuff like that that will accompany the music.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, this needs a lot of work and planning, and it will be in the future. Yeah, it will
Mm-hmm.
be
Mm-hmm.
a bit of a challenge, let's say.
No, but it's good. It's kind of, I mean, I guess we're living in the same world. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's a little bit annoying if you're getting like, okay, the world is dying and this and this and this and this, and so it's kind of, I know that, and I'm trying my best to accommodate and to use less resources and stuff. But if you get them kind of screamed on and do this and that, this is kind of punk, and it's. I like your approach, which is kind of like a subtle thing, that you suck the people in with your music, and if they want to know more about it later and find out, oh, he was inspired by this and that, then it's kind of more, I don't know, you get them better, because then you don't hit them over the head once again, with a message like, this is,
Yes.
I really like punk, but most of the time it's kind of like, okay, I got it. It's only black and white, and it's kind of this is right and
Yes.
this is wrong, and okay, got it.
Yes.
Um,
That's not completely how life works. I
yeah.
mean, I love it, and I was inspired a lot back in the days. But as you said, like, how could you make a song with vocals and scream about this subject? You will become a gimmick in the end. It will be
Mm-hmm.
like, what you will say, like, fight for the nature, fight for nature and stuff. Okay, we know it's
Mm-hmm.
all over the place. It's on the
Mm-hmm.
TV, it's on the radio, it's on the, like magazines and advertisements. If you just create another song shouting the very obvious,
Yeah.
then people will be, yeah, it's okay, it's just another, politically
Mm-hmm.
correct
Mm-hmm.
song, whatever, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like I really have this, like it's a sensitive subject for me, and I really had experience with this. Also, people like that I know that they lost their houses in these fires. So for me, it was like just an expression of myself, and whoever, as you said, whoever want to know can go and read the backstory.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you can just enjoy the music without even knowing what is going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, it's also a little bit, as you were talking, a lot of these artists were kind of just virtue signaling, kind
Yeah.
of just show,
Purchase.
they're kind of stating the obvious, and I was okay. I don't want to go off track so much, but there's like this big companies who advertise, oh yeah, and we are all for gay rights and stuff. And
Yeah.
once you look at them, okay, here in Germany, we're all for gay rights and stuff, but if you go to the
Yeah.
Emirates, there's nothing of this, no mention of that, or
From the
somewhere
same
else.
company.
It's the same company, but they don't talk about it, because it's not
Yeah.
so fortunate
I'm not
with
gonna say.
a government, and they don't want to lose their money, and when they're not so how steadfast or so proud to be for the lesbians or whatever, yeah, it's kind of, it's cheap. it's
100%.
really
Yes.
cheap. If you're only brave, then it kind of is easy to say, virtue signaling. But if it's really hard and you might lose some money, anyway, this is not our topic. But I just was thinking of this
No,
is
but I
so.
completely agree, and and we see that almost every day with many subjects,
Yeah.
from politics to human rights, and climate change, everything.
Exactly. It's
Especially from big
everyone
companies.
wants to work together with China because they're providing all this stuff, but the Uyghurs, we don't talk about because it's a
Yes.
touchy subject and stuff. Okay, you know what? Anyway, we wanna have their cake and eat it too, like we say in English.
Exactly.
So that I don't run over time. I wanted to know, you recorded all by yourself. The other question I had before. One of the issues with people who are do a solo project like you do is sometimes that we don't know when a song is finished. Because you can always add something or distract something or add some echo and blah blah blah. How do you get to an end point for yourself? I mean, when do you know a song is finished?
Yeah, that's a very hard question. I mean, somehow I understand that. Okay, that's the end now. Now I need to. It's more about the feeling for me, to be honest. It's not that I have a knowledge of it. I'm just going with the flow. I just play some riffs. I write some music, and then I put it down together. I do all the pre-production, and if I feel like that now it's going to be the closing riff, and I want to stop it here, then I do it. If I feel that it takes too long, I start to get some stuff out. Or if I'm like, okay, now this is too soon, then I will try to find out if I should put something inside there. But I think there is no such recipe for it, like to finish a song. But it is a big deal, like people, indeed, they can get lost and they don't understand. They will make it too short or they will make it too long. And I mean, somehow you just need to let yourself just be the listener also sometimes, like instead of being only the composer, you like,
but how
what
do you
would you like to listen from it?
But how did you do? How do you do this? Because this is really tough. If you work on a song every day, you're kind of in Germany we would say you're a Fachidiot. You only listen to this thing and you only know this little. You cannot be. You cannot be outside anymore. Kind of. You see what I mean? This is.
Yes.
How do you get to this
I
point?
give time.
You let it lay for a little while and
Yes.
then go back, or how do you do it?
Yes. Usually I write a song, for example, and then I have some ideas. For example, I lay them down, I record them, and if there is a flow, I don't stop it. I mean, if there's a flow, I just record everything I have at that time. And then if I see like, okay, that today is fine, then I stop it. Then I go back to another song, for example. I write something else. And then after a month, for example, I go back and I listen, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. I like it. I enjoy it. Otherwise, if I do want to change something, then I do it. I work on it. Also, I'm not working like I have 2, 3 people, for example, that I send my music regularly. For example, some good friends of mine, some producers, and I just send them and I was like, tell me your opinion. What do you think? Is it too long? Is it too short? Should I add something here? Is the layering nice? And I get some feedback. It's not that I do completely alone work.
Okay. This is very important.
And I don't mix and master completely my own songs. So I do the production, I record everything, and then there is a professional because I can do it, but it will take me forever, and I don't have that much time for also mix and master in the level that I would like to be mixed and mastered. So I have also some, of course, like collaborators and co-workers.
No, this is very, very important. I'm absolutely with you here as well. Again, because it's really, in theory, everyone can do everything. Like we talked about with the social marketing and stuff. Everyone can do that. You don't need to have a big budget. You just need a lot of time to, write to all the people. But I also see it like you, that you can master every skill, but sometimes it takes you much longer to master this skill, and also with music, with what you're doing is it's also good to have fresh ears on it, you know. And when the mixing and mastering,
100%.
he hears something that you cannot hear anymore because you heard it too much, and you're so fatigue, you know, you're so
Yes.
oversaturated with it that he kind of, oh man, this one, and you like, you know, and it moves in a different direction. It's still the same song, but it's kind of has a different atmosphere, kind of. And so, yeah, this is.
I really love
really
collaborations for this too,
Mhm.
like with other musicians. I really love them. Like for this song, for example, was I made the samples of the drums, for example, like the bass
Mhm.
of it, and then I gave it to another friend of mine that he has also a solo project. The name is The Abyss in Sidus. That if you see, like there is also a feature artist that he had a better like approach in the drums, and then he created way more interesting drumming, and you know, like put all this flavor inside. And I don't feel that the songs that I made are completely, you know, like mine, and that I want to have. I usually want to have the last word of the song, of course,
Mhm.
but I'm very open of, you know, like if you tell me something and it's you critique it, or I would change. I would listen to people commenting on it, also in the production level or the songwriting level, and this helps you, you know, like grow more.
Mhm. Exactly. And this is also exactly what I meant. But you s- you have a good idea, you know. I mean, the idea is still there, but when other people add something in, but you would have not thought of it, but it kind of complements your idea and makes it even better, stronger, or more approachable, or whatever, you know. So I like this thing. That's why sometimes as a solo artist, it's a little bit lonely because you have to do all the decision. It's cool because you can do all the decision, but in a band, and you have played in a band, it's kind of like you come with a riff, and then the drummer, like that, and then, you know, it kind of starts by itself,
The
you know.
magical thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love this thing. I love it.
Exactly, just jamming for 2 hours. You don't know what you played, but it was fun. It was so good.
Yeah.
It was, you know, just
Yes,
like
exactly.
in the moment, in the mood, and yeah. So I mean, that's cool, and this also makes your music stronger because it has these collaborations, and you're not. How should I say? Music is never right or wrong. Music is just a moment, a snapshot of what you are, what's your mood at the moment. And yeah, anyway, music is something magical. That's, I guess, we
Yes.
both agree here.
We
Um,
both agree. Yes, 100%.
by the way,
I mean, I changed my whole career for this.
yeah, and see, that's maybe another question, and this is one of the questions you can gloss over if you want to, because it's a little bit delicate. Can you already live from what you're doing, or is it are you still
You mean
supporting
the
yourself?
social media managing
Either
or
social
my
media,
music?
yeah. I mean, both kind of social media and music. I guess not without kind of
No.
stepping on your
Yeah.
toes. I mean, it's great, and I
Yes.
saw you're doing well on Spotify, and
Yeah. Yes. It's
but
going well, slowly.
exactly. But I
Yeah, but from the social media managing, of course, yes,
oh, cool.
I have a good earning and living, and that's why this is the thing that I like. I mean, I'm working for the music industry, let's say, and
Hmm.
I can use these resources that I have in order to fuel my music, my
Hmm.
personal career,
Hmm.
let's say, the music, and parallel they can go together. Otherwise, like with geology, it wouldn't have been that flexible for me, for example.
Hmm.
And I learned so much that I can apply also into my own music. And I'm really excited to work with so many artists and help them. And we have this nice, you know, give and take in this, yeah. And
Cool.
also having a way to make a living is really important for me. Yeah.
Yeah, this is also something I really appreciate. Um, you know, I only support the music I love, and this is my how should I say, my the special thing, or no. my luck I have, because I started my radio show like 3 years ago, and now it's getting stronger and stronger, and it's slowly building up. In the beginning nobody cared about it, but I also, for me, it's cool to help other people and see what happens and how we grow. And I wanted to say, I just thought of a silly joke. If you would have stuck with a geology department, right? You should make stoner rock.
Stoner rock, exactly.
Okay, sorry.
That was that one I haven't heard yet.
No,
The
really.
rock.
I mean, this is so
Yeah,
obvious.
it's all the geology rocks and like geology
Stoner
for the science
rock.
and all of this stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a good one. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, no. So you're so we already know that we can expect something live. What about new videos? So the last one was Dark Flames. Are you working on new videos as well?
Yeah, I mean, it will probably early or mid-January. I will release a playthrough video of this song, which we shoot like this time. Usually did it at home. Like I had a camera and I did it all by myself. And I had someone to edit just the video, and I did also with previous songs before. But now I was like, okay, it might be more interesting to have a bit more professional approach. And then we went also to a studio here in Greece, and I made the bass playthrough and guitar playthrough, almost all of the parts of the stringed instruments. Played kind of live. I mean, the actual song will be there, but I played them all. And there was like a nice cameraman, and we will have like a nice professional video for this. And it will be released, I guess, mid-January or something like this. Okay. And then it's all for the new music that it will come approximately after March or something like this. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I mean, just hit
I'm
me
very
up
excited
and
to share this.
yeah, exactly. And me too. And by the way, I can also sing a little bit, so I can give you
Nice.
some input. If you need a instrument, I can also growl and no, I cannot really growl, but I can do the Rammstein thing. I can roll the R if you want that. I don't know. It's
That's
just
pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, this would be fun.
I mean, love Rammstein, by the way.
Yeah, me too. I really have to. Back in as I was I lived for 7 years abroad, and then I really got to love Rammstein because they are famous all over the world. So whenever I went to a club, I could hear Rammstein, and it was so cool for me, to sing. I guess it's the same with you, when you come home and you hear your mother tongue, you hear Greek. That's something different when English is fine and
it's a bit more familiar. Yeah,
exactly. So it was so cool to be in the discotheque dancing and sie ist ein Model und sie sieht gut aus.
That's super cool. Yes. Especially with Rammstein.
I love Rammstein.
Probably my favorite German act. Yeah, probably my favorite German artist.
Maybe let's end with this as we are there, and I don't want to overstretch your time because you want to see your
we have
other
a
friends.
bit of like 10 minutes, 15 minutes more. It's fine.
No. It's what's maybe for the listeners, what are you listening to right now? What could you recommend? And
yes.
And then you can I guess this is also your favorite bands and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, then I will start with my favorite band. That it's the all-time favorite for me. I decided because I'm a bit compulsive with this stuff. Like I have really a lot of bands that I love and I grew up with and I still listen to, and I decided to go with Deftones is my favorite all-time band. I'm connected so much with them, and like emotionally as a teenager, which it just stuck to me until now. And I have a small tattoo here for Deftones. Like I have a merchandise everywhere. I'm a fanboy from them.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't so happy when I saw the guitar player being a flat earther, but what the heck, it's okay.
Oh, I didn't, I didn't,
As
I
a
didn't,
geologist,
I
also.
did exactly. I didn't know that, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
remember White Pony as it came out.
Yes,
Um,
yes,
this was kind of a groundbreaking thing, right? It was so
yes. Yeah,
weird
changed music.
because yeah, it was heavy music without scream. It was kind of it was kind of new in a way. I mean,
Yeah,
like
it
I said
was.
earlier, it was we also cook only with water, but it kind
Yeah.
of we mixed it so differently. It was hard to overlook it. I mean, you could not get around it. You could hate it or love it, but you could not have an opinion about it. It was like with
That's true.
Rammstein. You can love them or you can
Yes.
hate them, but you have an opinion. And this was
Yeah.
Deftones as well.
Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, they had a huge impact for me musically also and lyrically and the whole image. And I was,
Mm.
like I was born in the 90s, early 2000s. So for me, it was like the worship. It was the period of time there. Um, yeah, but now I mean, of course, Red Hot Chili Peppers and all of this stuff, I love them. And yeah, all the new metal and thrash metal and death metal and everything, black metal. But now let's just talk about this. Year, let's say, like what I'm listening currently. And I don't know, I've been into more into this atmospheric music with more black metal at like vibe, but still they have riffs. Like I'm not the hugest fan of black metal to be honest, because
Hmm.
I really hated their production really a lot. It was
Oh
so
yeah, this
difficult
was
for me
can
to be
we
focused and
I know
yeah.
exactly what you mean. It's kind of like they put a cassette recorder in the middle of a room and just hit
Yeah.
a record and then just
They
did
go
their
as
thing.
far as possible of this
Uh,
cassette. They go really far away and then they record. Yeah.
yeah.
And I wasn't really into it. But then like newer bands came along and they were trying to have a better approach in the production, and this opens a bit my horizons, let's say. And there is a German band actually that I really loved. I think the name of this band is Der Weg einer Freiheit.
Der Weg einer
And
Freiheit. Okay.
yeah,
I
exactly.
have to
And
write it
they
down.
had a new release now.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I was really excited about it. I heard it, and it has this mixture of post metal, black metal, a bit of acoustic guitars inside there, and some vocals and stuff. Was really nice. But I think that my number one album for this year is from the band Turnstile. I don't know if you know them. It's a hardcore punk
Okay.
album. Yeah, Turnstile. It's and the album is Glow On.
Okay.
That's I think my number one. You should check it out if you like hardcore
I've write
punk.
it down
And
right now.
they mixed. I think that they're going pretty well. They played also in the Letterman show in the U.S. They're playing the
Hmm.
TV. They're doing like it's a huge thing now.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, and yeah, many bands. Yeah, I also listen a lot to kind of more again like metalcore, and like Trivium is one of the
Oh
bands that
yeah.
I like. If
Hmm.
you know them, I really like
Trivium, I
them.
know. Yeah, of
Eh,
course.
yeah, yeah. And every time I die, there's another band that they released another
I
song,
heard of
another
them.
album.
I don't have a.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. They're a little bit more math core, let's say.
Oh yeah,
But I
mathcore.
would say
Okay,
also, yeah,
it's a little
whatever.
bit
It's
difficult
yeah.
for me.
Difficult. Yeah, for me too. I
Mm,
just got
mhm,
into like
mm,
this year. I was so bored at some point
mhm,
last year in early like 2001, 21, and I was like, okay, I need something completely new. I was never into mathcore. Like I was listening to Dillinger Escape Plan, if you
mhm.
know them,
Yeah, I know them. I know
but
them.
which I love, but nothing else in this
Mhm,
genre, like in
mhm,
this progressive metal, mathcore, whatever you can call it. I don't care. But I was trying this year to keep an open mind and let myself a little bit more free. And if you see, like, if I make you a list right now for the albums that I like, you will be like, this guy is a bit schizophrenic, you know? I'm going through the hardcore
No,
punk
no, no.
to the black
I'm
metal and
absolutely
metalcore pop.
I'm absolutely with you. I mean, you also have a Gojira T-shirt.
Yeah,
And
yeah, I love them.
I'm
That was also one album.
I'm not
Yeah.
a gent guy, but some things I really like. And I mean, you have heard my playlist. I try to keep it
Yes.
more, how you say, more heavy, but also there is dark wave in it, there is electro pop in it, there is synth pop in it, but of course also industrial metal and Neue Deutsche Härte, NDH and gothic rock and stuff. You know, I think we're we're once again very similar because I get bored very easily. Like I said to you earlier, I really like punk music, but if I listen to 3 punk songs in a row, I get bored because most of the time they're just like very fast, very you know, and you know it's cool. I like it, but you know after this, I would like to have a medium pace song or you know a slow one or something. I like diversity, you know, and so this is how I also build my playlist because I listen to my playlist myself, and I would only do it like that. What would I like to listen to? You know, we're back to square one with you. You know that you also ask your collaborators and the people who you know kind of listen to your music first. So you know that you listen to them. It's this is too long, this is too short and stuff. I would only recommend things I also like and would listen to myself. You know, I'm not a sellout and I don't get paid for anything of this. I mean, you get paid in your other capacity. This is exactly. This is we're talking about your music. Don't get me wrong. You know, I'm not saying that, but you get my point. You know, the thing is, as I have no master to answer to, I can really be honest and do just you know tell you what I like and also put in the playlist what I like and that's the freedom I really love, you know. So not many people like it. That's fine, but I like it. So
yes, exactly. But that's the point, that you start with this, and then you will definitely, if you're being honest to yourself and try to be better every time, then there will be more and more people around for sure. There's no other way. That's the thing. It's just that it needs a bit of patience, it needs work, it needs, and also this diversity thing that we said before. I just wanted to add that I lost a little bit, you know, like I was bored, yes, but I lost this element of surprise in music at some point. Like I heard almost everything. I was like, what else can it be? Nothing will surprise me anymore. You know, I need some inspiration. I need something that I will be like, wow, that was something really well made, and not, you know, like not being in a silly way or in a funny gimmick way that I don't really share this, but I want someone to have a serious approach, but also put the effort there to make something make me go, okay, wow, that was really nice. I'm gonna listen to it again. You know, that's what I really search for music right now.
I'm a little bit. I know what you mean, and I'm kind of like this, but you know, as for me as a radio DJ, I get a lot of music, and I'm like with you. You know, I want to be surprised. I don't want to hear the thousandth hardcore song where they have a drop down, and you know, when they have clean vocals, and when they scream, and you know. It's kind of
I don't want to listen to this anymore.
Exactly. Often after 30 seconds, I already can tell you how this thing ends and how it, you know, it's kind of so foreseeable, really boring. So I want to be surprised. But now comes my but. But sometimes I get like, this happened mostly with cool gothic rock songs, you know, where it's kind of also a template and a formula, or like Paradise Lost or whatever. That you have. When I hear a gothic rock song, let's take a gothic rock song, and I can also, after 30 seconds, kind of see where the structure goes, but I love it so much because it's so well done that I still promote it. You get my point, you know? So I'm kind of torn a little bit. I'm with you with I want to be surprised, but sometimes I get something so formulaic but so well done that I like it as well because it is so formulaic and it is so well done. You know, it's kind of like, you could say...
checks all the boxes, you know,
exactly,
like it should be like this, and they do it well, so it's really nice. 100%.
this happens in my recommendation videos a lot, that I kind of, okay, you know, if I want to say something bad about the song, it's kind of nothing new under the sun. It's kind of the same thing the formula is old, but it's done so well that I still love it and I still recommend it. And you get my point. So it's kind of, there's two hearts in my chest, zwei Herzen in meiner Brust, how we would say in German. You know, it's kind of, I like to be surprised, but I also like to be, oh yes, reminded of a cool old stuff, you know, Fields of Nephilim, Sisters of Mercy, and you know, oh yeah, this is kind of, you know, so
100%. It always depends. I mean, that's also the nice side of the music, that I mean, also to have a really good song that it follows the path and it doesn't get boring or something. It is an element of surprise if you think about it. Like that you're like, okay, this sounds so familiar and I know how it will go, but I still want to listen to it again and again. For me, that's kind of another way of a surprise, you know, also. So it's kind of in the same approach. It's not the same, of course, but it's the same feeling, let's say, that I have of the songs that I like. And
thank you.
Yeah,
you just gave me a good explanation for it, because you know, thank you, because I always struggled with myself, because I wanted, you know, my approach is I want to give the listener something new and something interesting and something you know, what otherwise falls by the wayside, you know, because there's so much music coming out. I guess you know this better now than me. But so I struggled with myself, because I knew that this wasn't something new. I mean, it was a new song, but it wasn't. It was a template, kind of, but so well done. And man, this is exactly what I love, you know. And it has this nostalgic feeling. And I kind of struggled with myself to recommend it, even though I loved it a lot. But you
should recommend it, I believe.
Yeah, no, but you put it very nicely. You put it like you were surprised by a new song, that it was that you wanted to stick with it, even though you could foresee it, you know, and not like with the hardcore bands where it's like, oh yeah, you know, you could foresee it and you don't want to stick with it because like, oh yeah, okay, the thousandth time I have heard it. Yeah, okay.
Don't get me wrong, there can be good songs there too, but it like 80-90% of the time is just a recycling of riffs that you know exactly what's going to be like at the next second even. And then I don't close my ears to it. I listen, and then after 30 seconds, I know what it's going to go. So I'm sorry. But I see other people being really fanatic about it. It's like, oh yeah, that's super cool. That's super cool. I'm sorry. I mean, I heard it somewhere else better this time. And it's also about the time, you know, like if you have so long to listen to something good in this genre, maybe a band comes out and it just sticks to it, you know, like it's very personal also at some point. And I think that if a band is good, whatever it is, you know, if it's something new or something old, if it makes you click with it and the storytelling is nice, then it just happens somehow, you know? This is the music of the magic of music. Yeah,
that's a good point as well, because you also pointed out something. Also, don't forget, we are both a little bit older. We have heard a lot of more music, you know. So for us, it's harder to be surprised. If you are now 18 or 17 and you listen to this hardcore song, it's kind of, it talks to you because it's your language, it's your era, it's your thing, you know, and absolutely fine. You know, this was something I got a long time ago, why there are still love songs, you know, because like everything has been said since Shakespeare, you know, everything is out there, has been said a million of times, but there will be always new love songs, there will be always new punk songs and whatever, because there's always a new generation, a new way to tell the same story, because we're human beings and we have the same feelings all the time, you know, I mean, that's why, no. But thank you. I'm really happy that you gave me this.
I'm too with this last one also. That was a very nice thing, because I also realized stuff. Yes, exactly. I realized also when you said
both learned something.
You know, why are the love songs? Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I was like, okay, that's a very good question. And if you think about it, you're completely right. Like there are like a million love songs, but a person that is 16 or 18 right now will never relate to an 80s love song.
Yeah,
Will
or to the
never.
Beatles,
It
or
needs to be,
she loves
to the
you,
Beatles.
so
No,
something.
never.
It's a cool song, but I mean, this
Yeah,
is give it to a 16-year-old today. It's
trash. Directly.
exactly, and this is why I mean, I'm also I did some acting in my past. This is why Shakespeare is
Mm,
still relevant today. If you think about it, this is over. What is it now? 400, 500 years old, the stuff, but it's still
it's
about
too old.
family dynamics and love and hate and stuff and intrigue. This is still human things that happen still today,
Yeah.
and so that's why it gets relevant. And like with the love songs, um, okay, but now I think we should stop slowly
Fine.
because we are 1 hour and 10 minutes. I thank
Yeah.
you very much for your time. It was really really nice to get to know you, and I will hit you up later because I could need some. Maybe we can you can help me with my social media stuff. I can use some help.
100%.
Okay,
Feel free to
cool.
just ask me. Yes.
And
Thank you very
also
much for having me here.
and I meant everything I said. I mean, please keep me in the loop with your music. I just put in the Dark Flames back in my playlist because I mean I really
Nice.
love this
Amazing.
song. It's great. Um,
Thank you very much, man, for the
anyway, so
support and everything. Thank you very much.
you're very this is my pleasure and I mean it. I only support people I love and the music I love you,
Yeah.
but more the music.
Yes. I love you too.
I'm happily married, so,
Yes.
um,
Good to know. Good to know.
yeah, we're back to the gay thing, no, anyway, so have a nice time in Greece. Enjoy your time, and also
Thank you
come
very
back
much.
safely home to Berlin. And
I
yeah,
will
and
try.
please keep in touch with me, and I really mean it. I want to see where you go, and I mean, I hope I'm gonna see you live.
Yes, yes. I hope we will meet also on the road. I will do my best for this. And thank you very much for having me here and for all the support and everything. And of course, we will keep in touch. And anything you need, we can have a chat again. And yeah, will be great.
Thank
Very
you
glad to
very
meet you.
much. Okay,
Thank you.
have a
And have a
nice day.
great new year.
Exactly. Rutsch gut rein ins
Exactly.
2022. Bis dann. Tschüss.